I'm heading to New Orleans this weekend for Memorial Day for a girls' trip, and I've had to be thinking about things like fabric and silhouettes because it's going to be very hot and very humid. It is more humid there than it is typically here in Austin. So that brings me to this week's topic, which is fabrics and clothing silhouettes that are best for hot, humid climates. Now, it wouldn't be me if I didn't also include each fabric's sustainability ranking as I go along. So I'm going to start with the most sustainable, most appropriate for hot, humid climates and work my way down to the worst, sustainability-wise and comfort-wise. I'll also show you a few outfit options using garments made with the fabrics that I'm going to be talking about today in silhouettes that are appropriate for hot, humid weather. Hey there, my name is Erin, and I am a holistic style coach and a sustainable clothing designer based in Austin, Texas. I'm here to help you elevate your wardrobe in a way that is sustainable, intentional, and uniquely yourself. If you want a wardrobe that is an extension of your identity and values, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. So these are the top fabrics rated best for hot, humid climates and also sustainability. First on the list, we have Ramie. Now, Ramie is a fabric that maybe some people don't know about, so I'm here to introduce it as the superhero fabric that it is. So Ramie is one of the oldest fibers. It is lightweight, breathable, and moisture wicking. It absorbs up to 12 times its weight in water, which means that it will pull sweat away from your skin. It also resists mold, mildew, and bacteria, and it is perfect for sticky, humid weather. The reason you don't see more Ramie around is because it is very labor intensive. Ramie requires the use of enzymes to degum the fiber before it can be woven into fabric. Next on the list, we have linen. It's extremely breathable, moisture wicking. It softens with each wash. The downsides to it, of course, is that it easily wrinkles. Your best choices as far as sustainability is concerned are to choose undyed natural linen. Next on the list, we have lyocell. Lyocell you will also find under the name of Tencel, which is its registered name, brand name. Lyocell is made from eucalyptus in a closed loop system. Lyocell is soft, breathable, and naturally antibacterial. It's cleaner and more sustainable than traditional rayon or viscose. Next, we have Cupro. Cupro is a silky fabric made from cotton linter. It's made in a similar process to rayon, viscose, lyocell. Again, what makes it sustainable is that it is made in a closed loop system, which means the chemicals are not released into the environment. It's gentle and breathable, and it is great for people who have sensitive skin. One downside to Cupro is that because it is made from cotton, it does contribute to the cotton industry, which is not a very sustainable industry. I would not recommend most cottons purchased new because the crop itself is a very water intensive crop, and unfortunately it's causing a lot of environmental damage to the countries that farm it for us. So next on the list I have recycled cotton. It's a much more sustainable choice than conventional cotton because it doesn't require farming. If you opt for cotton of any kind, it's best to look for cotton gauze, piqué, or seersucker because those fabrics tend to be made for hotter weather and are more breathable. Next, we have regenerative cotton. Regenerative cotton is grown using methods that enhance soil health and biodiversity. It's more sustainable than organic cotton and far, far, far better than conventional cotton. Next, organic cotton. I will mention the one downside to cotton and the reason that I recommend gauze, seersucker, and piqué is that cotton does absorb water. It doesn't tend to release the water as easily and as efficiently as things like linen and ramie do. So over time, it can be uncomfortable to wear because the water is not evaporating away from the fabric. Also, purchasing items that are in more flowy, open weave, and oversized silhouettes can be another way to help cotton feel more comfortable in hot, humid environments. So next on the list, I have modal. Now, not all modal is considered sustainable. Some of it is produced in a closed loop system, but not all of it is produced in a closed loop system. So it's important to do some research on the modal that you are buying before you assume that it is an eco-friendly fabric. It's made from beech trees. This is a soft, breathable fabric. It's biodegradable and it holds its shape well, and it also doesn't trap odors. So it's very nice for hot, humid climates. Next on the list, we have merino wool. Now, I know most people hear wool and they say absolutely not a summer fabric. So merino can be processed to a point where it is suitable for summer and suitable for hotter climates. Merino regulates temperature well and resists odor. The downside is that the hotter that you get and the more uncomfortable you get, oftentimes the more itchy and uncomfortable wool can feel on the skin. So it is not for everyone, especially if you have a wool sensitivity. Even merino is slightly itchy for some people, so take that into consideration when considering wool. Next on the list, I have silk. So luxurious, cool to the touch, moisture repellent. It's also antimicrobial. Unfortunately, it is prone to staining and sun damage, so it does not make it a very ideal fabric for hot, sunny climates. Tends to hold heat also against the skin, so it is not always a great choice for hot, humid climates unless it is in a very flowy silhouette. Rayon and viscose are at the very bottom of this list. As I mentioned before, they are not processed in a way that is eco-friendly. They are very toxic for the environment. The reason that I have them on this list and not on the worst list is because they do tend to be very good at keeping heat off of the skin. They are breathable, moisture wicking. The only time that I will buy rayon and viscose is if I find it secondhand. I encourage you, if you like the feeling of rayon and viscose, to either buy it secondhand or to seek out Cupro, ethical, modal, and lyocell. Moving on to the fabrics that are the absolute worst for hot, humid climates and the environment. Conveniently, they tend to overlap. We have number one on the list, polyester. Traps heat and moisture, holds odor, and is absolutely terrible for breathability. If you want to overheat and be really uncomfortable, wear polyester. Next on the list, acrylic. You're probably not going to find a lot of summer things that are made of acrylic, but still be on the lookout for it. Nylon. Nylon is used for swimwear and sportswear because it does not absorb sweat or fluid, which means that it's not going to become waterlogged. I mean, the worst thing you could imagine, I'm sure, is having a swimming suit that absorbs water to the point where it's falling off of you. So that is why it's used in athletic gear and swimsuits. I would not recommend wearing clothes with any more coverage than those things because you will overheat quickly. All three of these fibers are petroleum based. They have a massive carbon footprint. They're terrible for the environment. I recommend you avoid them for your own comfort and for the environment's comfort. So let's move on to style and silhouette tips for hot, humid weather. Wear looser clothing. Clothes that sit away from the body allow air to circulate and sweat to evaporate. Prioritize fabrics that wick moisture away from the skin. Ramie, linen, lyocell, even merino are very good at wicking moisture away from the skin. Focus on light colors. Clothing that's in a light color reflects the sun and therefore the heat. Wear a wide brim hat or use a parasol. Cooling cloths, neck gaiters, or even a bandana that has been soaked in water can help keep your body temperature down. Carry a cute water bottle so you drink water. Okay, so let's take a look at some outfits for hot, humid climates. The sundress I'm wearing here is a thrifted piece. It is made of viscose, and I noticed on the tag while I was looking at it again today that it has fiber content in it that I'm not familiar with. And so I looked it up, and it's called Lensing Ecovera. And what it is a more eco-friendly form of viscose, which means that it is produced in a closed loop system and it uses less water than conventional viscose. I am a little disappointed that it's just in the lining of the dress and not the entire dress, and that the overlay is actually made with traditional viscose, but it seems like they were trying. I've combined it with some beaded hoop earrings that I made, a pair of thrifted platforms, and a tight weave straw hat to keep the sun off of my face and head. In this next look, I'm wearing a skirt and top. This skirt is a vintage Liz Claiborne skirt. It is made of rayon. Rayon is another fabric that's very breathable and cool to wear in the summer. The top I'm wearing is a cotton linen blend, sheared top. I got off Poshmark. It's Maeve, which is an in-house Anthropology brand. I've combined it with a pair of vintage heels and these vintage earrings. In this final look, I am wearing a flowy gingham skirt made of cotton, a top that I made from reclaimed denim, and a wide brim straw hat. I am not wearing any jewelry because there's a lot going on around the neckline and the head. So jewelry, especially in this area, is going to overwhelm this outfit. If you're in the Austin area and you're interested in working with me, head on over to my website at erinsimmonsstyling.com and book your free consult. And until next time, stay sustainable, intentional, and uniquely you.